them all around Geelong. I'm here to tell you how football is strong.
We're underway, ball in the air. Lovell doing the ruck work against Bolton on this occasion. Ball chipped forward, Werribee Central, first clearance, goes towards half forward. Good pick up there from Koutsamanis. We'll have trouble, Kingy, with some of these names, I can assure you. East Geelong now trying to bring the ball forward. All they've done is kicked it. Werribee Central goes towards half forward. Well, Mark should have been taken on that occasion, but Michael can't grab it. High tackle, free kick East Geelong, and away they go. Out wide, Stewart out there, nice little handball to Davis. Now they take corridor. They're moving the ball pretty well East, but the game in between.
Well, that's 50 metres or play on. What's he going to do? He's paid on the ball.
Did he call play?
Well, he must have, otherwise he'd have paid 50 on.
I guess with the headsets on, it was difficult for us, Grubber, to hear that, but you're right. If he paid the free kick, he must have done just that. Now the ball very close to the boundary line. We've been going 1 minute in the match of the day. No score so far.
Grubby, any matchups just of interest that you've picked up? Who's got first crack at Ty and Montebruno?
I don't know yet. I've been trying to pick them up. They're all big heap of players down there, and I can't quite pick them up.
Shallow throw-in taken there by Mawson. His kick was partially smothered. Confate tried to tap it to advantage. Picked up now by Toby Stewart. Ball is out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary city end here at East Geelong. Umpire appreciation round, boundary throw-in. Bolton tried to win the tap. Might have been pushed off the footy. Here's Mawson again, the boy from South Barwon. It's knocked away and picked up by Cassidy. Quick kick inside 50 for the Centurions. Mark not paid. Ball hits the deck. Fighting over the top of it, McNichol. Out the back of the pack. Quick kick off the ground is rolled through. That might be Montebruno getting an early goal there. Is it Grubby? I've just seen him out of the pack.
Lovell. And good tap forward on that occasion by Bolton. Gets the ball to ground. And that to me was going to be the big contest of the day, whether East have got sufficient ruck power. The East Geelong player holding the ball was the signal. It goes towards half forward for Werribee Central. Gee, they've been pretty potent as Jones immediately grabbed, gets a handball away.
He's dropping the ball. He never got a fist to it, unfortunately.
Advantage was paid to Werribee. Not too sure who that was.
Oh, it's a post.
Get the score. Buckley's Entertainment Centre first quarter scoreboard. 4 minutes gone.
Braden Sponner sends it towards the outer side, looking for Big Bolton to mark back from suspension. Can't take the footy. Ball on the deck. Dylan O'Toole fighting in there. Handball tried to be swept out of there by Drew Hollian. Manages to get out the back. There's looked like Michael Davis it was. Off to Buckingham, and he's kicked back towards centre half back. Might find trouble as Lovell provides a contest. Helps bring it to the deck. And there might be a free kick paid, and it is getting up and bouncing onto his feet there. Might have been Toby Bray. Ball with Phipps. Bomber shares it now with Michael Knight. Knight across the ground has hit up a target, and it's Weatherly with the footy. So out of wing, Weatherly with the footy, brings it into the middle, looking for a marking option. It's taken by Cassidy. Held up there by Michael Jennings.
I think that might have been Murphy, Tommy.
Was it Murphy out of side?
I think
it was
so,
too.
yeah.
Kick inside forward 50, looking for a marking option. Doing a bit of shoving down there was Toby Bray. Umpire didn't pay the free kick. Ball comes off the ground for Bray, snapped out there by Montebruno, partially smothered, trying to get through some traffic, doing some wonderful work and snapping an early contender for a goal of the day is Brad McNick.
So they're up and about.
No doubt about that. Bolton beaten on that occasion by Lovell. Ball comes again. The clearance goes to Werribee. East Geelong through Chamberlain towards half forward. First time they've been that far, but they're repelled again. Lovely kick has found Salmon. In the middle for Werribee, goes wide, the lead out there. Gee, players are getting far too free, far too easily. Bray to Koutsamanis, he goes goal, was Montebruno on the goal, could have let it. However, you make sure of them, Grubby.
You're always taught to do that, and you look like a goose if it bounces back the other way, so fair enough.
So, Tyron Montebruno, that's goal number 2, 2 goals in very...
You've got to remember, they're the best going round.
Umpire throws it up in the middle, right on the cricket pitch as Bolton gets high and Lovell. Lovell won the tap, trying to get a quick kick out of there was Chamberlain. Partially smothered was his kick, and it comes back into the pack. Some tough work being done in there by Davis. Got a handball out the side door, and going forward, they mark his drop, but there'll be a free kick paid to Jennings. So Michael Jennings, St Joseph Jr., some time at Corio too, think off the top of my head, as he sends it a low scrubbing ball. It's cut off by looked like Cassidy. Cassidy tried to get across the front of the pack to get it to a teammate, but out of bounds it goes near the cricket nets, and we'll have a boundary throw in at left half forward for East Geelong.
Tommy, we talk about Werribee getting a touch up last week. So did East from North by some 80 points.
Yeah, they did. So two teams coming in looking to change their form line. Bolton won the tap down comfortably to the front to O'Toole. O'Toole got a handball up to Jennings, who's wrapped up in a tackle and taken out of play, and we'll have another boundary throw in.
A little bit of height difference out of young Sponner, Braden Sponner's on, and McNichol, who's been pretty prevalent early in the game.
Yeah, some of those, they're quite tall, the Werribee boys, Grubby, as we have the ball in front of the scoreboard, which shows 19-0. Werribee Central's in the ascendancy. The tap down comes to Cassidy. He's very strong in those packs. Handball comes out to Cornish, round the corner, looking for Bray at half forward. And he's perhaps playing a slightly different role, Grubby, to what I've seen in the past. He's usually a midfielder with the strength getting the footy out.
Well, the problem with him, he's eating that many pies and carrying so much weight, they've got to rest him on the forward flank. I told him I'd say that to him, he's not going to be happy.
So, ball in. Werribee forward of centre wing. Ruckman still contesting. Lovell gets a tap down. Big group of players around the footy. Cornish again. Back to Werribee this year. A little chip around the corner. Braden Montebruno takes the mark. Long high kick to nobody. Oh,
what a great mark.
That got to be Jones, is it? Running with the flight of the footy, and this fellow, we've seen him play before, and a very talented player when he's on his day. Maybe coming back to some form, because he's inside forward 50, 45 metres out, moves in. It's not a bad looking kick off the boot. In fact, it's a glorious kick off the boot of Phil Jones. You've taken his sentiments quite clearly there, but I tell you what, he's doing a great job.
Bolton clearly won the tap, but Murphy will be first onto it for Centrals. Left the footy behind. And there might be a free kick paid in the middle. Surely taken high was Chamberlain.
Blindside.
See it. And he's down. No. But Bomber Phipps will end up with the footy. So the playing coach of the Centurions in his second season, after taking over from David Leach with the free kick, sends it into space. Was looking for a target down there, trying to get it there to Walson. He won't take the footy, and East should repel. Ball goes through hands. Jennings involved. Gives it up to a teammate running past in Harmer. Harmer's kick to half back, though, is poor. Couldn't take the mark, though, was Murphy for Werribee Central. Though he's operating at the wonderful scoreboard on the outer side here at Richmond Crescent. There's Bolton and Lovell wait for the ball to come back into play. Lovell front position, won the tap down nicely. Trying to burst through the pack now with the footy of the Centurions, and with it is Cornish. He sends it to centre half forward, and not running onto the footy is McNichol. It was a nice mark. Took it over his left shoulder. He now beckons Montebruno to come at him. He sends it into space. It's a kick to advantage. It's a lovely kick too.
He's been fantastic, Montebruno. I think Ricky O'Toole's got to have a quick look at that.
Yep.
So Montebruno, and it's on the right side for a left footer.
So having said that, maybe you need to look at the midfield, Grubby, because there's some easy ball coming from there.
Yeah, there is. And the bloke that just came off giving a lot of out Cassidy. He came with a big rep, and he's really starting to show that.
Of course. Montebruno's kicked 2 already today. I think I said this morning on the GDFL Footy Show on Channel 31 they'd have to contain him to be any chance of the Eagles. Well, 3 goals potentially in the first quarter isn't containing. And he's made the goal umpire work, but he's kicked a third.
At ground level.
That's right.
Up in the middle again. Lovell, probably 50-50. Comes down to Jones. Jones and they're forward again, Werribee Centrals. Kick us towards the northern boundary here.
It's going to be that's better. That's better.
There's a central umpire's given a bit of assistance there.
That's fair enough.
So ball out of bounds, just forward of centre wing for Werribee Centrals, hitting to the western goal in this first quarter. The ball comes down. Lovell once again. Koutsamanis. Handball comes clear. Gee, that's some pace. Ball quickly. Not a good kick. And East Geelong through Buckingham. Intercept at half back. Goes wide. Players loose out there, and they retain possession.
That was Braden Montebruno.
Has it got to kick in?
Yep.
Okay, so goes towards Sponner at half back for Eastie. They're having real trouble in getting the ball clear in any way, shape or form. They come right across the ground, this time looking for Braden Sponner. He can't reach the footy. Thrown out on that occasion for Werribee. They've got away with it. Montebruno, Braden comes towards Bray. There's 3 of them there, Werribee. The ball picked up finally by Salmon, goes towards the goal square, and standing basically on his own is Ryan Cornish.
Lovell off barely a run up. Bolton will try and jump over him. May have given away a free kick there, Bolton, for too high. He has. He was just clumsy there, and he may have to just change his tactics at trying to jump over Lovell, who's positioning his body well.
A lot of umpires pay a shepherd. They did it all last year too.
And they did in the VFL game I've just come from as well. Dawson Simpson was pinged numerous times. Short kick is marked by Bray. Bray will just chip one over to the top to a runner who got forward of the footy, and it's taken by Luke Selman. So Selman, of course, one of the Spotswood contingent with the Centurions. Handball off to a runner in Bomber Phipps. You want to cut back inboard and send it towards the goal square. Where's Montebruno? He can come with a run. Won't get to him. Front of the pack, Koutsamanis took it beautifully. Left foot snap, rolling ball. Is a wonderful finish from Chris Koutsamanis. Does he? We're back in the middle with Lovell winning the tap down. But running onto it now is Jones. I'll go back inside 50 again. Not a great kick. Lands on the chest of Buckingham. He brings it towards the Social Club wing. Coming onto the ground was Hayter, and he can take the mark. He controls it nicely.
Very good mark.
In front of our commentary position. Decides to play onto his left boot and send it forward looking for Bolton, but he was just moved out of position there by Lovell too easily. And the Team of the Year member on a couple of occasions, Nathan Lovell, with the footy, spins it in his hand and then sends it towards half back and wants to open up the outer side of the ground. Lands it on the chest of a teammate who puts it over the top to Phipps. Phipps has got runners, decides though to look back inboard and just slow things down. They're playing the game on their terms at the moment. Presenting towards him now is Cassidy. Clears his head, back of the pack, getting maybe a shove was Blake Raymond. It's pumped forward now by Cassidy, looking for a marking option. Fisted away from Taylor, bouncing ball at centre half back for East Geelong. They've got numbers there. One of them coming through was Mawson. He's wrapped up in a tackle, maybe in the back. It's to handball, and they'll bring it towards the wing.
Ball comes out towards centre wing. Mark taken by Lavergo Canalesso. How am I going to get that one out? But his kick is not good. And Mark taken in defence for Werribee Centrals by Watson. Goes towards centre wing in front of our broadcast position. Knight takes the mark, plays on quickly. Again, a poor kick. And at the moment, Grubby, I notice East have got about 14 blokes in the back half. How are they going to score if they happen to get it forward?
I think they're trying to stem the score against them at the minute.
And why wouldn't you, as the ball goes towards the centre of the ground?
Guarantees their forward line should be pretty open when it gets there, though.
That's exactly right. Sponner towards half forward. Strong lead there comes from, looks like Andrew Hill. Hill now turns quickly. Now long into full forward. First time inside forward 50, I'd suggest, for the quarter. And East Geelong, well, they're working very, very hard to capitalise. Ball thrown up there for Werribee, but not seen by the umpire. A kick back towards the full forward position, but the only person there is Murphy for Werribee Centrals. He comes out wide.
McNichol.
They retain possession through McNichol, and that's a great lead. Maybe if not a mark to Raymond, surely it could have been a free kick. He's now tugged over the boundary.
Oh, no, she's going to play around the neck. Is she?
Yep.
Just waved her arms both ways. I'm not quite sure where.
Yeah, it is a free kick.
The boundary umpire's wanting to throw it in, but in fact it is a free kick. It's going to McNichol, is it?
Wilson.
Very, very stiff, I thought.
So the ball now comes to McNichol. Players running middle of the ground.
Oh, he should have went with him, that boy.
He should have, but easy mark Murphy towards half forward Werribee. They've got open paddocks if they can get hold of the footy. They can't, unfortunately. Now East through Davis. Handball's not good. The ball turned over again. Bray. Handball to Cassidy for Werribee. Out wide, and running onto the footy is Salmon. He chips inboard. Oh, Cornish can't take the mark. In fact, it's I'm going to say it was claimed by Sponner, but I didn't think it was his mark.
No, it wasn't.
So the ball now. Oh, kick off the ground. Luck is a fortune. Landed in the arms of Bray. Goes towards full forward.
Gee.
And Montebruno coming ahead of his opponent Neville. And my goodness, if he hasn't got a headache already, he will have, because in the first 20 minutes, every opportunity here for Montebruno to kick his fourth. Man on the mark, 25 metres out, directly in front. Montebruno having a very good season as full forward for Werribee Centrals, and that's a glorious kick straight over the goal umpire's head. Goal number 4.
Umpire to throw it up in the middle. Lovell and Bolton. Lovell, a nice little tap down into the arms there of Cassidy. Try to get a handball away. There's going to be a free kick paid, and it's going to go to East Geelong, and it's going to go to Mawson. So umpire brings it back to Mawson. Gee, they'd love a late goal just to give them something, East Geelong. Short kick is good. Playing on getting the footy is Chamberlain after the mark from Hill. Sends it inside for Bolton, rather. Sends it inside forward 50, back of the pack. They're going to get their first score. It's a rush behind. Michael Knight happy to see it through for the Centurions, and the Eagles are finally on the board. They're one behind, but they're at 48 points in arrears as 8-1-49 Werribee Central's lead. First quarter going 22 minutes, Buckley's Entertainment Centre scoreboard.
See, for the 22 minutes, and Lovell just come off for a rest.
Yes.
So
they are fair income, aren't they? They are fair income.
Absolutely are. And Morgan's come onto the ground, a very tall young fellow, and immediately comes on, calls for the ball. So they're up and running Werribee. They want the footy badly as goes towards centre wing. Doesn't reach Morgan, but it does reach Toby Bray. A strong contested mark. Thought about going inboard, decides to chip it. Cornish on his own, and he takes the mark unattended. Players in the middle. It's that's not McNichol this time. It's Brighty. So Brighty still backward of centre for Werribee Centrals. Now called to play on by the umpire. Kicks it along the line. At the back is player in Montebruno, Braden. Gets a handball up, and now he ran a fair way. Gets a handball that wasn't good. And that was Koutsamanis it was, and he has been tripped according to the umpire. Both players are going opposite directions. He thought about playing on, and in fact he still could. There's players,
they are queuing up.
They're everywhere. They're loose, and East Geelong just not manning up. And
with today's rules, I'm not sure that free kick. I really aren't.
That's the old diving under the knees, which has filtered down to these lower levels.
Well, it's supposed to go the other way, isn't it? When you dive into a bloke's knees.
Do you want to take him at this stage?
Yes, we've got a report from Geelong West.
G'day boys, how you going?
Good, Andrew. Go for it.
Yeah, West sticking with the Breeze boys, 5-7-37 lead, Winchelsea 2-1-13, which West are all over it at the moment. How are you getting?
Very good player, good report. Thanks very much, Andrew Downey at
Nick off with our job, you idiot.
Braden Spotter with the kick in. Ball on the wing as Andrew Downey just breaks in and out on us there. Half back with the footy, Murphy for Centrals. Kick to the wing, and the mark is taken there by Jones. Jones can bring it back inboard. He's got options lining up one more time. Braden Montebruno this time wants to cut back inboard. Where's his brother? He's kicked not long enough. Selman will give away a free kick, and the free kick to Advantage paid as Mawson took it, shrugged a tackle, handball off, ducking into some trouble there, trying to then get out of it. Looked like it might have been Lockie Spotter. Then he gave it back to Mawson into the middle, and Dylan O'Toole has marked. So O'Toole just back at the cricket pitches, gives it off to Lockie Spotter. Spotter wants to hit up a target. He put it over the head of Chamberlain, rolling ball. East Geelong player tripped over, and it opened the door up for Centrals to come back the other way. The kick is wonderful into the middle to Salmon.
Salmon now long into full forward. Montebruno taps it to his own advantage. Can he get around? He can't quite, and with two players very close behind him, but luck is a fortune. He's done very well, Montebruno. Kicks it along the ground towards full forward, but East Geelong through Buckingham. They relieve the pressure as they take it out wide on this occasion through a Neville, but they've turned it over again. Gee, the mistakes they're making are too numerous as the ball picked up. Was that Koutsamanis? No, it was Salmon on this occasion. So Salmon on the left.
Probably got him a goal in the finish.
Bolton in the middle. It's at one down for Centrals. Pulled off the footy, maybe without it there was Toby Stewart. He's going into the ruck to do the work as a free kick to the Centurions. It'll go to Cornish. The big fella Morgan's come onto the ground to do the ruck work with Lovell having a rest. The old-fashioned ruck for 20 minutes and bring the replacement on. Inside 50, and Phipps used his body well. Maybe his hands.
Pushed him in the middle of the back.
Phipps with a big push there on Lavasokanolis. The kick into the pocket. Montebruno on a lead. Oh, what a great kick from Phipps, who is very, very happy with his work. And Braden Montebruno is going to go back and line up. Tyron Montebruno, rather, is going to go back and line up number 5 and the 10th of the quarter. And this has been something scintillating to watch from Werribee Centrals. We've got to concede it is an undermanned East Geelong lineup at the moment. There are numerous injuries, a couple of suspensions, and as a result, East Geelong nowhere near full strength. But Centrals are making absolute full use of it. Montebruno, right forward pocket, in front of the turf cricket nets here at Richmond Crescent for number 5. He just might have pulled it a little bit to the right. He has. And it's through for a behind. So 7, they lead by 56 points. Are behind to East Geelong. 27.5 minutes gone. First quarter. Buckley's the entertainment centre scoreboard.
So ball quickly in for East Geelong. Mark taken, half-back flank as they chip the ball, trying just to retain some possession. Dylan O'Toole. Backward of centre wing.
He's had a few touches, Dylan.
He has. Call to play on, and does quickly, goes toward the boundary, and Mark taken for East Geelong. At least they've got the ball back to centre wing as they go into the corridors. Dangerous, a nest of Werribee players there, and they've done well through for Sponner on that occasion. Does get the ball for East Geelong, but Werribee absolutely desperate at the footy. Comes out to Bray, he can't control it. Taken off him by Mawson. Again, Bray with his strength comes charging through. The umpires ping Bray for holding the footy.
The actual player took it off him, so I wouldn't have thought that was it, but they deserve one. They haven't had many.
So Chamberlain now accepts a mark on centre wing. That's a better looking kick towards half forward, but magnificent defence on that occasion by, it looked like Raymond, I think, for Werribee Centrals. And now we've got Stacks on the middle.
Free kick.
Umpire.
Free kick to East.
So.
No, she's pointing to East.
Yeah, it looks like Fairbairn's going to end up with a free kick.
So we're not too...
it was for a trip, I believe, the signal was.
So the umpire has given the free kick to East Geelong.
Might have been Colliver, against Colliver, I think.
So the ball now into full forward. But
he lets himself down.
Very easy mark in defence to Weatherly on that occasion. Goes wide, fans it, a teammate on centre wing as we tick past 29 minutes with 9-2 to 1 behind Werribee's way.
Colliver with the footy. Short kick is marked by Cassidy. He's been very good. Gives a handball off and they're a chance to clear now through the middle of Richmond Crescent. The kick goes on the bounce, not picking it up cleanly with Cornish. Coming in to help him out was Braden Montebruno. Mawson over the top to lay the tackle and maybe give away the free kick he has.
I thought Cornish might have gave a free kick a second earlier, actually.
Play on call. Chance now for Knight. Knight sends it to centre half forward. Bouncing ball. Neville meets it full chested. Handball lobbed over the top to Lockie Spotter. Wants to turn back onto his left. The low ball is a good one into the middle of the ground. They're a chance to go forward. Sharing it was Toby Stewart getting it from Braden Spotter. Kick towards half forward. Bouncing footy, but they'll repel through Murphy. Over the top, the kick was okay to McGuinness. Through the middle they go again. Centrals. Kick won't have the carry. Confate getting back and stretching high. Takes the mark and will relieve the pressure for the Eagles, who have been under the pump, Eric Nichols, in this first quarter.
Absolutely. 30 minutes gone in the quarter, and East Geelong out looking for Chamberlain centre wing as the siren sounds for the completion of the first quarter. And at quarter time, the scoreboard reads Werribee Centrals 9 goals to 56, leading East Geelong 1 behind.
From all around Geelong.
To the day, as I've said, other scores when they come to hand. Bolton probably got the best of the tap down, but it falls to Werribee, who get the clearance once again, and they've done it most of the day so far. As Murphy kick off the ground. That's a high tackle. Umpire, well, I don't know why he couldn't have seen that. Was pretty much, we saw it clearly. He was looking directly at us, the umpire, but he's called a ball up. And that's what's happened. Lovell, beautiful tap down again, and away go Werribee. Pick up there by Braden Montebruno towards half forward. The ball in dispute there. Players diving on the footy. What's the umpire going to do on this occasion? You're right, Grubby. Good call. So at half forward flank for the Werribee side, the ball will be put in the air. Jones doing the ruck work for Werribee on that occasion. Big punch forward. Gets 20 metres for the East Geelong side. Phipps. Handball to Lovell. Lovell over the top to Murphy. Murphy now. Player on his own. Jones again. They can't afford to leave this fellow alone, but by the same token, there's a lot they shouldn't be leaving alone. Yeah. So called to play on there, Jones. Lovely looking kick to full forward. East ultra defensive on that occasion. The big fist went into the footy there from Neville, and it is out of bounds. That's quarter time score. Werribee 9-3, East 1 behind.
We'll have a boundary throw in. Werribee attacking right forward pocket in front of the Social Club here at Richmond Crescent. Just some delay in the ball coming back into play now. It does. Jones, third man up, brought it to the front. Chance now for an open kick on goal for Walson. Was too slow. Good tackle laid there by Hayter. Numbers are with Centrals. Quick kick out of the pack. He's going to bounce towards the goals. It came from Big Bray. Chance now for Jones. Tied against the boundary line. Gave a handball. In fact, it was McNichol. Now outside of the right boot, and the finish comes from Braden Montebruno.
Missed, faded away.
Or was it missed to the left? It is. Gee, I went early on that. Right. Margin 57 points. It's 9-4-58 East Geelong 1 behind.
Quickly brought in for East Geelong. They've got it to half back. Mark dropped. They continue on now as the the pressure that the Werribee forwards are putting on the defence are fantastic as it comes to Davis. He goes back across goal, dangerous kick looking for Mawson. Ooh, can't take the mark now. They've got work to do, but with a series of handballs they finally come out. Looking for Confey, can't quite reach it, but keeps the ball in front of him. Tries the check side kick.
Could be on the full.
It's 4, plays 1 behind.
Lovell and Bolton to do the ruck work. Lovell, a lovely tap down to Selman. Selman onto his left boot, sends it out towards the wing. Rolling ball for Bridie to run onto, and he's got open space. It's set up nicely for him. He goes on his non-preferred left, sends it with a long kick, looking for Montebruno. Rolling ball numbers back, including Neville for East Geelong. Montebruno came at him to provide the contest. Numbers will win out for East Geelong. Handball came out the pack towards the boundary line and ball out of play.
Not one word to the boundary umpire. Play on and keep going. Good discipline.
Shallow throw in taken by Bray. Quick handball off. Snap on goal is a classy finish.
Got it.
It was a classy finish. Was it Coots?
With the footy, Lovell beaten by Bolton, nearly the first time for the day. Chamberlain picks up the crumb, but it bounces off his body to Lovell. Lovell picks up a little kick towards half forward. The handball went towards Cornish. He can't control it, but they've got numbers everywhere. Werribee. The handball comes out this time to Salmon. He can't control the footy. East now with numbers back in the back half again. Try to stem the tide, but the handball comes out for Werribee Central again. In the back, yes, said the umpire. So Mawson having a bit to say. Don't give it away. It's hard enough to get a kick without giving it away.
And he's one of the blokes that is having a crack too.
Yes. So Sponner towards the middle of the ground. That's a better kick. This time taken by Bowman, it is. Hasn't been sighted much so far. Hill can't take the mark at half forward. Butters up well. Oh, dropping the footy. No, said the umpire. And Werribee with numbers. Phipps goes right, goes left, and then a long handball has got Knight. Now another handball, and they're just working their way very nicely. Werribee out to the open spaces, and out there is Braden Montebruno. Takes the mark comfortably. Handball inboard, and away they go again. 6 minutes gone in the quarter. 10-4, plays 1 behind. Werribee in front.
Good mark. It was a good mark by Jesse Mawson getting back there at half back, Grubby. As they were attacking again, the Centurions. He's in front of the scoreboard. That isn't good reading. 63 points in arrears at the moment, the Eagles. He goes long, looking for a marking contest, but big fist from Lovell. Sends it towards the wing. Trying to take the footy was Braden Sponner. But old-timers back at the club from the 73 and 93 flags, and they're watching their side serve up this. Chamberlain lost the footy. Quick kick forward came from Cassidy. Looking down there for Jones. Got his man under the footy, then ran onto it. Gave off a handball. Is this Koutsamanis again? It is. Tight against the boundary line. Bouncing ball. Montebruno wanted to tap it back into the path of Koutsamanis. Rolling has hit the post. He is 64, 10-5-65, plays East Geelong 1 behind. 7 minutes gone, second quarter. Comnafine Hotel scoreboard on the pulse.
Ball in quickly, long kick for East Geelong. Chamberlain can't take the take the mark. And
for them.
Very good point. And currently 4 players forward of centre for East Geelong. And that's 2 Werribee and 2 East. So not a lot to go to. As East do win the footy, only as far as Lovell on centre wing for Werribee. Quick handball. They go back inboard. Great ball movement. McDickle goes goalwards. 1-on-1 there from, well, it ends up 2-on-1 because they fed back very quickly, the East defenders, and player a little bit slow there for Werribee on that occasion, but the ball goes towards half-back for the Werribee side. Oh, good work picked up there by Simpson. Little chip inboard. Overrunning Jones, but East Geelong come out of the fray with the footy. They go towards centre wing. Big pack of players there. Bolton uses his bulk at the back of the pack. Gets the ball clear. Davis for East Geelong. Back into the corridor. A 1-on-1. In fact, it's 2-on-1 because Werribee run to the contest to support their mates, and they've done it well. Now it's 3-1. Numbers will win out as it comes to Knight, and he goes to the middle of the ground. Not a good kick. 10-5 Werribee, 1 behind East.
Lockie Spotter got the footy, and the kick inside forward 50 is a good one. And he's hit up a target in the left forward pocket. And East Geelong will have their first deliberate shot on goal for the match, which will come nearly 9 minutes into this second quarter. Comnafine Hotel scoreboard, it's Werribee Central's 10-5-65 leading East Geelong 1 behind. So lining up for goal, Josh Bowman kicked 2 last week. This for his 50th goal in GDFL footy, Josh Bowman. He has shanked it badly off the boot, the left footer, back into play. And with the footy is Knight to himself and then sends it towards our broadcast side of the ground. Looking out here for a marking option in Colliver. He might get a free kick for a hold, will Tom Colliver? He does. He's got options bursting forward for him, including Sean Murphy. Murphy will mark and he can take it and go. Gives it up by hand to Cornish as overcommitting there was Andrew Ham. Kick towards half forward, now taken away by Toby Bray. Bray's kick inside 50. What a good movement of the footy by the Centurions. The ball lands on the chest of Montebruno.
He's a left footer. Have a shot, son.
About 45 from home, although from where we're located it may seem a little bit further out. So Montebruno's kicked 4, 24 for the season, and he will line up for number 5 and push the margin out to 69. Montebruno now on his approach, starts it out to the left and draws it back beautifully. A lovely finish from Tyron Montebruno, and I tell you...
Post Hill 6-1, Belmont Lions 3-4, Inverleigh 3-1, North Geelong 2-7, Corio 3 behinds, Bannockburn 1-5, and Geelong West 6-8, Winchelsea 2-1.
Wow.
Ball inside forward 50 again for Central. Selman overran it, picked up by Mawson, who has a casual bounce and then sends the ball to half back where Chamberlain marks. Look to go back inside with the handball, instead decides to kick long along the line, looking for O'Toole. Front of the pack, balls with Jennings, needs to release by hand. Tried to get it forward to Bowman, but numbers there, and it's just handed
it to him. I spotted it.
He spotted it. It was Braden Montebruno who just put it onto the chest of a teammate.
That's that too often. Well, if we can see it from 80 metres, he had to pick it up from 15.
Bowman's kick's a good one to Hill on the lead, getting back and filling the hole. Simpson tried, the contest was good. Hands and knees, can't take the footy cleanly there was McNichol. There's Weatherly rather, and then a free kick's going to go to Spotter for too high, and he'll have a shot on goal. But a tight angle it will be for the left footer.
He almost pleaded with the umpire for a kick, didn't he?
Well, it took him a while to pay it. It was pretty evident.
Umpire Fitzgerald making the decision there.
Well, I'll tell you what, he took his time and thought, I've got time to have a look at this, and he got the right decision. That'll do me.
So Lockie Spotter wearing number 16. I think he's listed in the record as 35.
He's changed 3 times. He went from there to 13 back to 16. But they are having a problem with jumpers too at this stage.
12 and a half minutes gone. Second quarter, he hangs it out to the left, and that's where it stays, and he just sneaks it if things are going, Eric.
Yeah, starting to look that way, Tommy. Is a long kick in for Werribee from McKnight from behind Jones. Can't take the mark. Knocking the man in front, Bolton at ground level. Away go Werribee again, this time through Salmon. Montebruno. A couple of bounces. Ball back to Montebruno by hand. There's a whistle on play.
Looks like a high tackle over there.
And it's going to Werribee Centrals.
Taylor
it is. He goes quickly inside forward 50. Oh, Montebruno, Tyron. I reckon it's a hammy.
He's pulled the string.
He's pulled up very, very short there, and that's a huge loss for them if that's the case. As East Geelong now, they get the ball to half-back flank. So now they go right across the ground, dangerous, and it is dangerous because the mark not taken by Laverso as he works very hard to keep the footy in front of him. Now there's a whistle held or pushed in the back, and that was Laverso Canalos. What a beauty. Handball quickly over to Davis. Now where's he going to go? He's corralled, but he does go back towards the corridor. This time Mawson. He's having a birthday back there on half-back, kicks it down the line and straight into the arms of Bray for Werribee Centrals. And, well, they haven't got a forward at the moment because Montebruno's being assisted from the ground, and they'll just need to control the footy until they can get a replacement. Certainly doesn't look real good, but it's in the arms of Jones. Outside 50, handball over the top, and a glorious kick off the boot as that was who, right?
I think it might have been Taylor.
Well, it was, I think, yeah.
And a Vic and the like are Briggy. Although he's done a hamstring as well.
He'd be right by then.
You hope so. He only did it last week, though. We're back in the middle. Bolton won the tap down. Rolling ball on the cricket pitch. Well picked up there by Cornish, who's been in plenty of the play. Out to Jones. Kick towards half forward. Bouncing ball. Mawson's gone back as a sweeper in defence. Kick along the wings. Not great for a teammate. It's a real big task there for Holian. Coming through Mawson to help out again. He's having a crack, and that's what O'Toole wanted. Umpire's called play on, and the quick kick forward for Centrals is marked in the hands, well taken there, what looked like Blake Raymond. So Raymond with the footy. Providing the lead is Taylor, who looks to have gone back to the goal square in place of Montebruno. Long kick looking for Bray, front of the pack. Numbers there for East Geelong. Fisted away, but it's picked up by Bray. He recovered well after contesting the mark. Quick kick forward comes from Cornish. Rolling ball, open goal square. Snap on goal is across the face. Coming from there, it might have been
McNichol, I think.
It was McNichol with the snap. It stayed in play. East Geelong are going to come away with it. There was no score. Kick not great. Well done by Big Morgan, stretching to get the foot. He got a fist onto it. Phipps over the ball, left it behind. He'll come again. Might have got a push in the back from O'Toole. Umpire said play on. O'Toole did well to keep it underneath the young Dylan. It's staying under there. It's not coming out. Umpire Fitzgerald is enough.
Yeah. Fair. That's what the decision's there for. That's the correct.
Cassidy, good tackle. Goes towards full forward, and Lovell's gone back to the goal square, and they've got Morgan on the ground, and this creates further problems for East Geelong because a magnificent one grab mark, Nigel Lovell, and he takes plenty of those. So 25 metres out, 45-degree angle, the opportunity to inflict a little more pain on the East Geelong side. Moves in, we're right behind this. It's a beautiful kick off the boot, and that is Lovell's first for the day. And
when an undermanned side like East Geelong can be in trouble.
So Morgan gets the tap down in the middle. I see Hill gone into the back half as a spare man, but ball picked up by Cornish once again towards half forward. That extra man might be some benefit to us, but they're only going to stem the tide that as it comes across to Sponner. Lockie Sponner plays on quickly down the corridor, middle of the ground. Phipps, great defensive work, follows up, and again Werribee with numbers at the around the footy all the time. As this time East went out. Actually, a bit of good work, Davis.
Oh, he had the ball knocked out of his hand. Now, look, that's umpire's appreciation day, fair enough. But without being nasty, that was a bad decision.
Yeah, that was play on.
So kicks to McNichol for Werribee Central.
So he's got the footy, centre wing, he'll retreat about 15 metres, find a teammate there in McGuinness. McGuinness across ground to Weatherly. Weatherly will straighten things up through the cricket pitches here at Richmond Cres and hit a target who dropped the mark though in Raymond. Raymond had time to recover, then kick long for Lovell on the lead. Did he complete the mark? The umpire says yes, as he dropped it falling to ground in front of Andrew Hill.
I've never seen him go that quick.
No, me either.
Big fella.
Well, I'll tell you what,
he's third in today, isn't he?
Ooh. He's having a real crack, and maybe Paul Price might be just putting in a phone call early next week to Nathan Lovell just to see what his movements are on May 25 and whether he could be in the vicinity of Osborne Park.
Well, if they run out of full forwards through injury, he could stand there.
Lovell shot on goal. He's kicked it beautifully too. He hung it out to the right and let the breeze do the rest. A nice little sub.
Grubby, and actually my mind went back to last year, and yes, his discipline excellent today, and you're right, perfect positional play, and got it to advantage. This time the clearance in the middle for nearly the second time in the game goes to East Geelong, and the ball's ended up at centre half forward in the arms of Bowman. So Josh Bowman, it'll be a very good kick to kick a goal from there. He's outside 50, but he's certainly going to have a ping. It's a glorious kick off the boot. Has he got the distance? I reckon he has, and that might be a very important one.
Just been doing, Bucky and I have been in conversation this week, just having a little couple of chats. O'Toole now, chance to go inside 50 again through Holian. Holian a long kick looking for a mark. Good fist from the back from Weatherly over the top of Neville. Rolling ball for Davis to run on do first though for East Geelong. Just brings a kick back into the corridor wanting a mark. Dylan O'Toole has taken a wonderful mark over his head.
The courage.
And we'll go back and line up 25 out almost directly in front, and a chance for back-to-back goals for the Eagles.
It just that passage of play epitomised what you said 5 minutes ago. Weatherly put the big fist up, did the defensive thing, and got it toward the boundary. Good work.
Yeah, it was good work. But again, with the spirit of East Geelong, they haven't given up, and they've got the ball back.
O'Toole, awkward kicking style, nice finish. And back-to-back goals for the Eagles.
So the ball in the middle once again. Morgan, he and Bolton neither get a tap on the ball, but following up is Bolton. Can't pick the footy up or push in the back. Unfortunately, a bit clumsy on that occasion. And free kick, Werribee Central's handball quickly to Phipps, goes wide. Not such a good kick from the coach, but Werribee in control because they're hitting.
Simpson.
They're kicking the ball to space, and they're running to that space and following the footy, playing very good football at the moment. It's the ball on centre wing, northern side. Kick off the ground for East Geelong. Only comes back to Phipps. Got plenty of time. Gets around an opponent. Now the long kick to half forward, and Cornish just out-muscled by Sponner on that occasion, and the ball towards it.
Was he 100% fit though last year?
I think his coaching duties was probably taken over the way he played, I believe.
Okay, his ball at the Thompson or roundabout end in this second quarter of the Centurions. Ball under the pack. That might be O'Toole wrapped up in a two-man tackle, and he's going nowhere.
He's a descriptive person, isn't he, Eric? The hard wicket cricket nets, right down to the nitty-gritty detail.
He's a Geelong man.
Now, tap kick into the middle. I was actually talking to Joel Selwood about you a little bit earlier, Eric. He asked how you were going. I said you're looking forward to resuming the tours back at Simmons Stadium when everything's redeveloped. Rolling ball at half back. Lovaso Canolis was involved in there. Mawson has a bounce as soon as he got the footy. Handball off. Sets a task for a teammate who gave it back to Mawson. Mawson wants to put it on the deck again and run away. Tagged on the jumper by Taylor. Umpire said play on. Gave it back to his teammate with the glove on there in Harmer. Well done by Big Morgan, but he's turned the footy over. Confe kick towards left half forward for the Eagles, but there's plenty of numbers there, including Colliver for Centrals. Handball off to Murphy. Murphy's kick to the wing, asking a lot there of Montebruno. That's Braden, because Tyron's off the ground with a hamstring injury. Mawson at the back of the pack can relieve out the back door, get it to a teammate on the bounce in the big fella in Nyko. Had a fit of the fumbles, maybe being held without it. Umpire said play on. Chance now for Selman to bring things back into play for Braden.
Braden on his own now.
Topper now has got one in the goal square.
He hasn't seen him.
He took the mark, Taylor, and he's
turned his back.
He's going to have to kick the goal now because it was Nathan Lovell standing on his own in the goal square. He's disgusted. He had a chance for three.
Yeah, that's the time you go over the top. He turned his back, which he always taught as a young kid never to do.
So Taylor, 25 metres out, 45-degree angle, moves in. It's not a bad-looking kick. It's going pretty close to that post. What's the goal?
It's a goal.
He's come
It's
back
a goal. Lucky for him. It's unbelievable.
Back in the middle, umpire throws it up for Morgan to contest with Bolton. Tap one by Bolton. Rolling ball to Bridie for the Centrals. Gives it to Cornish. Gave it back towards Knight. It was a little bit hot for him. Cassidy, in fact, it got to Knight. Then to Cornish, who turned on the afterburners and kicked towards half forward, looking for a marking option. And it's been taken too.
Oh, not that one, though.
Not the way you expected. Bray with the footy. Gives it now to Braden Montebruno. Short kick. Koutsamanis will want to use his pace here. Turns onto his right boot and just sits a kick into the path of Braden Montebruno. Might have too much carry on it. Hill coming the other way, got a fist on it, but only as far as Montebruno. Koutsamanis will end up with a footy, and they're queuing up again. Big Lovell all alone in the square can mark a kick from Salmon, and he can go back and kick his third, Big Nate.
Well, he didn't turn his back on the play. He looked around and saw him. I reckon he might have heard the cursing from Lovell on the previous one. He thought, I'm going to give it to him.
Would you mess with Nathan Lovell?
Yeah, I would. He's a big girl.
He's kicked three. I'll let him know you said that, by the way, Grubby. 3 in this set.
Ball in. Now after kicking 3 in the quarter, he's back on the ruck level and gets the tapper down for Werribee Centrals. But, they get the clearance, although it was taken off him by Mawson towards half forward. Oh, fantastic work on that occasion by Colliver. Gets the big fist to the footy. They're on hands and knees chasing after Grubby. They're desperate for the footy. All the Werribee boys. That's too high for Koutsamanis. Comes back to him at ground level, however. Now Lovell at ground level puts a tackle on the fellow.
Koutafidis and Koutsamanis.
And I'd have been still bargaining for Kouta.
Tapped down by Big Lovell is a good one. Quick kick forward came from Braden Montebruno. Somehow the ball landed almost there on the chest of Salmon. He didn't take the mark, tried to get a handball away. Coming hard was Lockie Sponner. He might get a free kick, or he's been pinged for a throw, has he? And that is half time. And some calls for 50 that are not going to come. So a shot on goal maybe for Blake Raymond, who's putting his hand up to say, give me the footy, I'm going to have a crack.
Long way out.
He's going to need to give it everything he's got, Blake Raymond. There is not a lot of the young fella, and he's going to have to give this one almighty heave. Man on the mark is standing probably 57 from goal. He's going to go with the torp. He's got onto it, but won't have the carry. Lands just in the goal square. He did get good connection on it, and at half time it's Centrals doing it comfortably by just the lazy 86 points there. 16-5, 101. East Geelong 2-3.
From all around Geelong.